At first, the elbow seems to work like a simple hinge, but the elbow is a complex joint whose motion affects the forearm and the wrist joint. It is easy to see why the elbow can cause problems when it does not function correctly. Part of what makes us human is the way we are able to use our hands. Effective use of our hand requires a stable, painless elbow joint. The important structures of the elbow can be divided into several categories. These include bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. The bones of the elbow include the humerus or the upper arm bone, the ulna, the larger bone of the forearm on the opposite side of the thumb, and the radius, the smaller bone of the forearm on the same side as the thumb. The elbow itself is essentially a hinge joint, meaning it bends and straightens like a hinge. But there is a second joint where the end of the radius or the radial head meets the humerus. This joint is complicated because the radius has to rotate as you turn your hand palm up and palm down, while at the same time it has to slide against the end of the humerus as the elbow bends and straightens. To make this motion possible, the radial head is shaped like a smooth knob
Not really as interesting as the others, but deserves our love anyway. It's basically two flat-ish surfaces, one on top of the other. These surfaces can glide or rotate. They usually come in groups, like the carpals of the hand and the tarsals of the foot. Ligaments hold these bones together, but might allow some rotation and gliding.
Sutures are non-moving joints that connect bones of the skull. These joints have serrated edges that lock together with fibers of connective tissue. The interlocking edges make sutures strong and fracture-resistant. All skull joints are sutures, except for the joint connecting the mandible to the temporal bone, which is a movable synovial joint.